You guys are
That's
just
where we
getting
came
hip to
from
it.
before we came over here.
Right. So it's two sides. For those who want to deny our ancestry, you could just play pretend and be like it's a fantasy movie. For those who want to embrace our ancestry, now we have an example that we can crown around. I could hold that DVD up high and walk around with my Wakanda shirts on and be like, this is what I came from, you know?
Right.
And I think that's another reason why attributing to its mass success is because the box that people want to kind of put it in, it's already stepping outside of that box and be like, hey, we thought of this before you did. So now what's your excuse?
Right. And I think also an amazing thing about this is when it comes around to Halloween this year, we're going to see Black Panther costumes on Hispanic kids, on black kids, on white kids, on across the board, because when, like, my daughter's age at 6, she was beyond excited to see the movie, and she even talks about it. So there is generational impact, I think, with this movie that people, like you said, may overlook, but it is generational what this movie has done, and I cannot wait to see 2. Now, I don't know if you know or not, but is there 2? Is it going to be coming? Can I be excited waiting for that?
You know, you know just as much as I know. it's you know just as much as I know. Marvel is very, very secretive about everything they do. So yeah, I wait anxiously by my phone call if that call does happen. I anxiously by my phone, I should say. That call is going to happen.
I'll be waiting too, as well. So once again, talking to Denzel Whitaker. Some past roles that you've been in: The Great Debaters, which was a great movie. You were won the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor for that, as well as Denzel Washington was in that movie as well. But what's up next for you in some upcoming films or what you have going on?
So next up, you know, I got a film that I did with RZA, Demetrius Shipp Jr., Shamik Moore, Daisy Gonzalez, Terrence Howard, Wesley Snipes. That's called Cutthroat City, and that should be dropping in 2019. So that's another thing that's on the horizon that we shot the end of last year. Really excited about that. That's a fun role. I can't really say too much on it, but it's a real fun role that I did. A lot of stuff this year has been behind the camera, doing a lot of directing. Music video work kind of comes and goes, but that's it's a fun way for me to exercise my creative juices in terms of just trying different looks, trying different genres, experimenting with that palette, because my background is acting. As I got older, I did a lot of photography as a hobby and started shooting some editorial work. The editorial work then transferred over to music videos and then the short film narrative. So right now I'm in conjunction with doing the music videos, putting together a pilot presentation for a new show that I'm writing and directing. So things are kind of moving on both fronts. You know, when people don't see me on the camera, they sort of wonder, where do I duck off to? And that's just because, like, when I'm behind the camera, there's so many moving parts. Unfortunately, the how would you say, the side of me that gets put on Front Street kind of ducks off, and the side where my brain sort of roams free kind of takes over. I'm always battling those two personalities, you know, every day in and day out.
Right. And that leads into the next topic, Black Mouth Entertainment, which you are the founder of. So talk about what all does that encapsulate, which sounds like you kind of talked about it: acting, directing, photography, music videos. But how did that get started with Black Mouth Entertainment?
So Black Mouth, we started the company back in 2013. Basically, I was shooting this short film named Criminal, something that I wrote and directed. I was doing a lot of animation when I was younger, and we needed a company to put the film under. So I got my wheels spinning, and I was like, well, what do people associate me with? And the logo and the name itself is something I've always had since 6th grade. You know, I remember drawing it in my science class. I remember the day like it was yesterday. The name itself is kind of a play on words from the word of mouth, which is black mouth. And those are two things that people always associated me with throughout my life. You know, as my gamer tag, all of my handles online, social media-wise, that logo, I used to tag it everywhere. So, you know, my approach to film is very much in a very Steven Spielberg-like fashion. There's a childlike innocence, or at least an imagination that's immersive and kind of beyond just ourselves, that I like to explore within every project I work on. So I'd like to say Black Mouth is kind of that, in which it comes from my younger roots. It is everything about my imagination that stems from me being that young kid, kind of being in my room. You know, I grew up with siblings, but I always felt like the only child because it was me and my headspace, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of that was me imagining, creating, sitting in that room, just thinking and drawing. And so that's what Black Mouth kind of represents is imagination unhinged, you know? Yeah. It's imagination that just sort of runs rampant, and it's immortality through imagination, which is our slogan. So everything that Black Mouth sort of encompasses is new media, films, television, even music, because a big part of my love is within music. A lot of my friends make music, so I always wanted to make music video projects or either like sign artists and help develop them. So Black Mouth in and of itself isn't just a production company, it is entertainment, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. I think to be able to have something that is variety, and that's what I try to do with this show. It's a sports show, that's in the name, but I talk about a variety of different topics because I think that's important, because you can get opportunities from different areas, and like you said, you may know someone that's looking to put their music out, and you can help them with that and provide something for them. So, man, power
Absolutely.
to you. I am.
Thank you.
Excited, number one, and also proud to be able to have you on the show, just for everything that you're doing in the future for you. You know, that's the amazing part.
I appreciate that.
So
thank you.
So this is a sports show, and I like to get into topics on sports. So I got to know, what's your teams? I know you're from Torrance, California. You're from SoCal. So what teams you are a fan of? What teams do you follow?
So, oh man, this is gonna sound so disappointing, but I'm gonna live up to it. So, you know, like I was just saying, with me growing up, I wasn't much of a sports guy. Like, I played soccer, I played basketball. I was always kind of the defender or the slowest one to play. I grew up very obese, and that was because I just sat in front of a computer and spent a lot of my time indoors and didn't get outdoors much. So my mom tried enrolling me in sports, and before I fell into the craft of acting, her whole thing was like, well, we got to get you active. We got to get you doing something. So sports was what she tried to get me into, and I like sports. I enjoy them. I play basketball now that I'm older, and I become a little bit more athletic. But growing up, I wasn't really a sports guy. Yeah. So to talk about my teams, like, you know, I just recently started watching football maybe the last couple of years ago. Don't necessarily have a team. I enjoy it, though. I get the dynamics of the sport, and more importantly, I get the dynamics of what it means to be a team and to move like a unit. Basketball, I love. Surprisingly, even though I'm from Los Angeles and everybody thinks I'd be a Laker fan, really enjoyed the Lakers, but I grew up watching the Bulls simply because I'm a 90s kid, and everybody grew up watching Jordan. So, yeah. So the Bulls, to me, and I know they're not doing great this year. Oh, man, it's pretty sad. But the Bulls are just awesome because it does remind me of being young, watching those games with my dad. I love the color red along with the colors green and black, which I know green isn't necessarily their colors, except unless they do like Latino night jerseys. But yeah, like, I love the color red. I love the way their jerseys look. I love how they're sort of keeping the traditional basketball look with the rounded collars, and that sort of heritage to me stands out the most. I don't like when things become way too modern in basketball. Like when they were wearing the pajama shirts. Right,
yeah.
Get those out of here.
That was a one-time thing that they probably won't do that again.
I'm so thankful Adidas no longer has that contract with the NBA, because that was killing me inside.
Yeah.
And I get it. They're trying to sell merch. Not everybody wants to wear a jersey. Not everybody's body type is as flattering in a jersey. But I love the old school 90s basketball jerseys, and anything that mimics that, any team that still keeps that around, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, and the Bulls, and I'm right there with you. I watching Bulls games, yelling at the TV, excited with my dad, with Jordan, and then when Jordan was gone, my it's never really been the same. Kobe was close. LeBron is a different animal than I think all of them, the two of them. But the Bulls will get back. They just got the draft and start from scratch again, which is unfortunate, but every team's got to do it sometime.
It's going to take a while. Every team has a cycle, because who would have thought like the Raptors are all of a sudden doing amazing, or who would have thought like what other team is popping right now? They all have their cycles, and they all get their star players. Even to the point of LeBron bringing back the Cavaliers, or what they did with the Heat, with all of their championships. That's amazing and everything. And like you said, LeBron is a different animal. LeBron, unfortunately, doesn't give me the excitement I'm looking for out of basketball. And you're right. I think Kobe definitely gave me that excitement when he was playing. I really enjoyed watching Kobe.
Yeah,
and there's no salt on LeBron. I think he's phenomenal. I think what he does with his body is incredible. He just doesn't give me that excitement.
Yeah, he doesn't have that killer instinct like Kobe. Kobe was gonna shoot the shot at the end of the game, no matter what. There was no passing the ball. You knew Kobe was gonna shoot the shot, and you knew he was gonna make it. If he didn't make it, it was gonna be on his shoulders. He wanted to wait on him.
Right.
So I think that's the difference between those two. But LeBron has his own lane.
LeBron definitely has his own lane. And what I could say about just kind of like all three gentlemen, but LeBron in particular, is I love the type of human that LeBron is. And I think that's what really stands out to me in his star quality, is the person he is on and off court. We could sit here and judge a man's game, and I could say all the things I love and don't love about the way he plays, but I do like when he steps off of the court, the things he does for his community, the things he does for his people, the choices he decides to make as a person in his position. I really tip my hat off to him.
Definitely. Him standing up for a lot of these issues, to me, is a difference between him and Jordan. And I grew up in that time. I don't really remember Jordan coming out and talking about the issues, but LeBron's not afraid. LeBron will sit down and talk to the commissioner. So his total package and his star power is out of this world. The possibilities that he can do after basketball, to me, is the biggest thing about his whole career.
Oh yeah. No. I agree with you 1,000%. And even I really love Curry. It's hard not to love Curry. Curry's really exciting to watch play basketball, but in a spontaneous, frantic energy way, because you never know just what's going to happen.
True. You never know.
He runs out there, he puts up a shot. There's no way he can make it. All of a sudden, he makes it. It's exciting because you just don't know what that talent is. It's free-form talent coming out of Curry,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of like go with the motion, fluid, yeah.
Yeah, he freestyles in his game. That's what makes it amazing, but also that makes it, sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's very, very slim, because he's just a straight pure shooter. But sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But it's going to be interesting to see how these playoffs go. They're going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. And once again, talking to Denzel Whitaker, the star in Black Panther, also the founder of Black Mouth. So go to blackmouthentertainment.com. I believe that is the website. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong.
Nope, you got it.
Okay, great.
It's blackmouth.com. Blackmouth.com.
Blackmouth.com.
Yeah.
Go check that out. Also follow him on social media